This is a jumper box. And in the old days, we all used jumper cables, but now this is a full replacement for the jumper cables, and you don't need somebody to help jumpstart your car. And over the years, I've acquired quite a few jump boxes, and here's what I've learned about what you should get and what you shouldn't get. So here on the shelf, I've got good ones and I've got bad ones. Everybody's gone out to their car at one point and found that they turn the key and it just doesn't start. This happens more commonly in colder weather when we would traditionally need jumper cables, but like I said, now everybody uses a jump box. Now, jump boxes are something we would typically purchase sized based on the size of our car's engine. The cheapest way to do it is to get just what your car needs. Or there's other cases where you want something that can jumpstart multiple types of vehicles, from your really large trucks all the way down to the little sedan. This is the Noco GB40. This is a great example of what can start your average car. In fact, this is going to be able to start 95% of vehicles in America. And it's simple. Like any jump starter, if your car doesn't want to start, you're just going to simply clamp this to your battery, get in the driver's seat, and turn the key. Now, this can start up to a 6-liter gas engine or even a 3-liter diesel engine. In other words, it can start any car and any mid-size SUV, and even a lot of full-size SUVs as well. But this is a Noco. They're name brand and they're proven. It gives a 1,000 amp jump start, and when getting something cheaper, you can typically find yourself having this problem. What makes a name brand jump starter different from an off brand is their honesty. This one gives a 1,000 amp jump start, while this off brand claims to give a 4,000 amp jump start. This is actually really cheap, and what you'll notice is the wires on the Noco are the same exact size. These smaller cables are only going to be able to hand out an output of 1,000 amps, which is exactly what the Noco claims to do. So how does this brand fit 4,000 amps while Noco can only fit 1,000 amps through the exact same wires? By lying, of course. They stretch the truth with a smaller price tag, and it just simply isn't going to be able to start everything it says it can. This is what a jump starter that can actually push out 4,000 amps, and just look at the difference in sizes of the cables. If you were to combine both cables of the small one, it wouldn't even be equivalent to one cable of something actually rated for 4,000 amps. Which ultimately brings me to the point that I like Noco jump starters. And I've only found one other brand that's actually honest with their output, but I just haven't had the time to test them over the years. So let's talk about what size Noco you may need for your car. As I stated earlier, the GB40 is what I'm going to recommend for almost any car and mid-size SUV. The GBX75 is what I'm going to point you in the direction of if you have a full-size SUV or a standard pickup truck. The GBX75 can start an 8.5-liter gas engine or a 6.5-liter diesel. I tend to say you don't want to be at its complete maximum capacity, just in case your battery's really dead. So the GB40 for your small cars and mid-size SUVs, and the GBX75 for your full-size pickup trucks and full-size SUVs. But now we got to get into the big ones. The GB150 and the GBX155. These are for the guys who have the really large diesel pickup trucks. Cummins, Duramax, Powerstroke, these are going to be able to start it all. The GB150 is going to deliver 3,000 amps of cranking power, and it can start a 9-liter gas engine or a 7-liter diesel. Absolutely massive cables, and you don't even need a case because the clamps just lock onto the side. The GB150 can start any pickup truck or below. But one thing I've really found with people who have those large diesel pickup trucks is that they're way more likely to be around heavy equipment, tractors, and anything of that nature. The GBX155 isn't just going to be able to start the pickup trucks, it's also going to be able to start all of that heavy equipment as well. In fact, the GBX155 can start a semi-truck. For the companies that do roadside assistance for semis and things of that nature, they typically have a GBX155 in their truck. Now, it doesn't matter what size Noco you go with, they're all going to have a flashlight with a bunch of flashlight mode. But one of the most notable reasons to go with a Noco jump starter as opposed to an off-brand is because they actually have an override button. You see, when you have a dead car battery, there's still a little bit of juice. But if it's not enough juice for a jump starter to recognize, the jump starter is not going to turn on. And Noco, just by holding that override button, means that it can start anything no matter how dead the battery is. It's going to give it power no matter what. An off-brand jump starter will not have this capability. Now, if you were to take both of your clamps on your jumper cables, you'd be sparking like crazy. This is one really great thing about jump starters, is they can't be hooked up incorrectly and they're spark free. Nocos use an internal switching mechanism, and this is something off-brand jump starters just typically don't use. With an off-brand jump starter, if it's getting beat around in the back of a car or truck, you could potentially damage their exterior switching mechanism making that jump starter no longer spark free, and that's another reason why I love NOCO. Every single one of these jump starters can also act as a charging device, a jump starting device, and they're all an insurance policy to have with you. But ultimately, all I can say about them, don't believe the lies of the really cheap ones out there. If you want something that will last, I really love NOCO. One brand worth mentioning is definitely going to be Topdon. This is actually going to be comparable to the larger NOCOs. 3,000 amps of output with the large cables. It's a great unit and really affordable, but this is going to be aimed towards those larger diesel pickup trucks. And I'm actually going to put a link in the description to all of these jump starters. You can't go wrong with any of these. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or you're not exactly sure which jump starter is right for you, just comment your car or your truck down below and I'll be sure to answer everyone's comments and point them in the right direction. But overall, guys, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.